And welcome to the British Shooters YouTube channel. Today I'm going to show you how to reload the 357 Magnum. However, this particular one here is actually using a round nose flat 158 gram lead bullet. I've actually run out of those now, so I'm actually going to show it with what's called 357 truncated cones. You can see there's a little bit of difference here. First things first, we need to get some fresh cases that I've just finished in the tumble. I'm actually using a Tumble Pro 1200. As you can see, we just take off the top, and here's some that I actually prepared earlier or just finished. So as you can see, nice shiny brass now. So what am I using today's reload? Well, for my 357 Magnums, I like to use the Hodgson HS6 along with the small pistol primers from CCI, and I like to use plenty of these bullets that are 158 grams. Currently this box is from GM Hardcast bullets, but you can get them from various different dealers in different guises. You'll see these are a nice shape to actually punch the actual paper target, whatever you're actually shooting at. And as you can see, nice little blue ring which helps to actually get it inside the actual case. Our first job, now we have our nice shiny brass, is to get rid of the old primer and also to actually resize the actual case. So I'm actually using a Lee press, and as you can see, the gunpowder or the powder is already set up. So first things first is we actually load it in, and we just have a gentle press, and as it goes in you'll see the actual primer pop out. So as you'll see, we've now got the primer actually popped out. As you can see, it's not exactly the cleanest, so on this occasion I'm actually just going to give it a quick clean with a primer cleaning tool. However, there's very different ways you can actually do that. This particular tool I'm using is very quick. However, if I'm doing several loads, so 50 plus, normally I get the drill out and attach this little bit to the drill. It makes things a lot quicker rather than manually actually keep screwing. It can be quite time consuming, that. So now we've actually cleaned the primer pocket. It's also a good idea just to give it a quick pull out and give that a clean to make sure we've got rid of any debris in there. So next step is to get our primers ready. I like to use the Lyman hand loading, a lot more comfortable than the original one that I got from Lee. So here's all our primers. We tip them up, and if we're really lucky, you will find all the primers actually in one upright position. If not, with the top off, give them a jiggle and they'll all self right. Now the bit about I like this one is you can actually take the side off and put your standard 357 die that you use actually on the loading press. So that literally just goes on there and that pushes in there, and then we literally load them in. One's already, you can just about see that there, and in that actually goes, and just a gentle press, and there's our first brand new primer loaded. Okay, so our next job, now that we actually have our primer in there, is to get some of that powder in there. For this particular load, I'm using approximately 6.5 grain. As you can see, I've already got these slots already sorted. Yeah, there's various ways you can actually load the powder, but I've already got mine preset, which then I can actually check randomly, probably normally every 10 rounds using small scales. Now when you first get these scales, basically you turn them on, and first things first is whenever you use the actual scales is press the cal button, if you can see that, and then put an actual weight on there, and as you'll see hopefully in a bit, there you go, it's passed. So we're happy with that. We can take that off, and then we're just going to put that on there, and then we'll actually press the tare button, which will then zero that out. So now the beauty about this particular die that I'm actually using, which is a drop down die to actually load the actual powder in here, is as it's actually doing it, hopefully you can actually see that a little bit. Let me just get a little bit closer up, a little bit out of focus, but it actually flares it a little bit, which basically if I were to actually put that down there and actually get a bullet, you'll find it makes life easier to actually see the bullet, and as you can see, that's in there ready for the actual next stage. But obviously at the moment I'm just going to take that out. I'm actually going to load that in, gentle pull down on the press. You will actually see we've actually got some gunpowder in there now. Hard to actually see, you can just about see that. And on this occasion we're just going to quickly just check that we've got 6.4 grain. I'm happy with that. There you go, 6.5. It's actually sorted itself out. Now what we can do, because we don't want to waste that, is we can actually get a small funnel. Just zoom out there a little bit, put that funnel on there, and put that powder in there. Give it a gentle tap, just make sure all the powder's out, and there we have our powder loaded for the next stage. Right, so the brass is back in the actual press, and as you can see we've now got a bullet seating die in there already, which is actually been preset for the correct cartridge overall length, which you can look at in a lot more detail if you like to get into reloading. So as you can see, because we've flared it, the actual bullet sits in there nicely and it's not flapping around. Okay, so a gentle push up on the actual press, and that actually brings it down. Just zoom in there, and as you can see, that's seated nicely, just correct. What I'll actually do now is actually give it a bit of a crimp. So I actually manually turn this around. You can actually automate this, but I'm quite happy as it is, because I've got more control. And as you can see, we've still got it flared a little bit. If I just zoom in, so again, back up on the press, big push down, and as you can see, that's now curved. And if we have a look at that, there is 1357 actually loaded with 158 grain truncated lead bullet, and as you can see, just a nice crimp there, not too much. Thanks for watching British Shooters YouTube channel. Hopefully you've enjoyed seeing a quick insight on how to reload the 357 Magnum bullet. Thanks very much. See you later. Bye.